and welcome back to Ineffa Versus. Today we are trying my OG Electrocharged character, the third 5-star I ever got on my account, besides Traveler, Keqing. I love her. She's so pretty. Look at her. The problem with Keqing is that she is, to put it lightly, trash. She's just bad. I have her on Thundering Fury. This is a set that is specifically hers. It used to be Ineffa's, but now it's hers. She is holding an attack stance, a feather, an unleveled stance that I got while farming for Sino. She's borrowing Varessa's electro damage goblet, and she is on a crit rate circlet. I could technically be putting her on a crit damage one that I have, but if you look at the ratio, if I take that crit rate away, she's going to be sad. I've got her on Kazuha's event weapon just because Ayaka took on Mona. And my Keqing is C2. Her talents are 544. Don't ask me why, it's just higher. I got her really early, so I was just randomly 11 talents. We're using Mona for the electro charge, but I switched my Mona to a Faf Codex. And I've got her on a crit rate circlet because of that. Don't worry about all the HP on that one. That one is usually for Beto's shield. She is C1, which is why we're playing her in this team. Look at the Lunarcharged bonus. And her talents are this. Then we've got Xilonen. I'm currently building Xilonen. Because, so this team is a placeholder for my Luna 1 team. Because Mona is going to be replaced by Aino, and Keqing is going to be replaced by Sino. But Xilonen and Ineffa are the actual core of this team, so I'm in the process of building them. My Xilonen has 2300 defense and 112 ER, but her artifacts are currently unleveled, and her weapon is only level 70. So I'm expecting her to end up with about 3000 defense, 3 to 3.5 thousand defense, and significantly higher ER at the end. She's C0. I'm still considering pulling C2, but it'll be like I'll throw some wishes at her banner every time she runs. Then we've got Ineffa. Ineffa's a 2100 attack, 240M. This is still the deathmatch build. I have one more chance to get a polearm billet to put her on the Not Cry Craftable in Luna 1, but it's looking bad, plus I don't have that many enhancement laws, so it might be better to just keep her. So, there I did something wrong, don't do it like me. So when you're playing Ineffa with Mona, one thing you don't want to do, but that I keep on doing, is to play Mona burst skill. You actually want to skill burst on Mona. Mona's skill is really useful while you're fighting the little one, if you manage to get it properly set up. Besides that, keep in mind when you're in the overworld, it's a little bit like when you're playing Dire. The heads dropping down actually hurt. The big rat flashes, by the way, are from the weapon. For those who don't remember the quest, the weapon is possessed. So yeah, so now this time we're going to do it right. So Mona burst, skip her skill, I messed up, and Keqing burst, because now Keqing gets the big damage. And we got a 20k Lunarcharged, which isn't bad for an unbuilt Keqing. But yeah, the Lunarcharged on this team are a little pathetic, mainly because my Ineffa has horrible artifacts, and because the team doesn't really have that much EM. Keqing almost died there, so I think we'll unfield Xilonen for a little bit. Always nice to unfield Xilonen while he's doing his head phase. So now we Mona, and we have to get this rotation right. Keqing died mid-burst, so we have to revive her, and unfield Xilonen a little more. Hopefully he goes back into his head phase soon. There we go. So he's back in the head phase, which means now we get a little bit of leeway. You can just pretty much lull around with Mona here. So we get a little bit of leeway, just enough to refresh our shield, heal Keqing for 4k, 5k, Keqing is healed. Refresh the shield, reapply the rest shred so our Lunarcharges can go up to 40k again. Normal attack with Xilonen until he's active. Lunarcharged bonus. Lunarcharged bonus got a 65k on Ineffa's passive hit. I don't understand why the passive, why that big number is normal attacks, is like normal attack damage, but it just is. Here we can then skill with Mona, except our crystallized shield didn't hold because our Xilonen doesn't have enough EM. I do have to look up how exactly Gilded Dreams works, because there is a real chance that I'm going to be putting Sino on the DPS set, on the not correct DPS set, which would then put Ineffa on Thundering Fury, because somebody has to hold TF. It's really fun, like I really like playing Lunarcharged, but one thing I notice is it really restricts how the artifacts on your teams are distributed. It's a little bit like with burning. If you want to have a really like functional burning team, you need to have somebody on like a burning team that really does all the burning damage. You need to have somebody on Crimson Witch, you need to have somebody on Deepwood, you need to have somebody on Unfinished Reverie, and then you only have one like free artifact slot. And that makes it a little more difficult to build, and I think Lunarcharged is starting to become kind of the same thing, where like to push your Lunarcharged damage you want somebody on Silken Song Serenade, somebody on, there we go, somebody on Gilded Dreams, I'm just gonna include this in the video because it'll be useful for anyone going into like this. So the attack increase is for the party members. So somebody has to hold Gilded. Somebody has to hold Thundering Fury, because this buffs the reaction damage. And it's not limited to this character, it just buffs the reaction full stop. Because it just says are triggered, not when equipped character triggers. So you need TF, you need Gilded, you need Silken Song, and then you need the DPS set, because if you're playing Ascended Gleam, you might as well play the DPS set. So your Lunarcharged team is completely limited on which artifacts it can run, which means what I might have to do is to put Xilonen on Gilded, and Ineffa on Thundering Fury, and Sino on the DPS set, and Aino on the skill set. But yeah, this is the base core of my Sino Lunarcharged team, and I'm really excited to show it to you once I get to Season 2.